Hi and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist you in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. So we're going to get right into it today. We are going to be talking about the 1010 portal, and this is occurring on or around 10/10/2020, October 10th, 2020. And if you guys have been following my channel and you are regular subscribers, then you've probably heard me talking in my daily videos about the way that I'm seeing and interpreting these portal energies now. I'm interpreting the entire month really within that energy. And so the way that I'm seeing it and feeling it now is as though on that specific day, which would be whatever day those numbers are repeating, in this case the 10th of October, 1010, right? We are receiving, that's when the energies are at their peak and when that window is really the widest open. And we're receiving those downloads, we're receiving those light codes, those DNA recalibrations, all of the stuff that we receive in those during those portals, right? And then we're spending the rest of the month integrating and implementing that and really learning and understanding and getting in touch with and experiencing those energies. And so I am filming this during the full moon. It is 10/1/2020 right now. We are in the heat of the Aries full moon. And those of you who watched the Aries full moon video saw that the way that I was feeling the energies today is that this full moon is a portal in and of itself. It's closing out the 9/9 portal and opening up the 10/10 portal. And it was really interesting because we could see in the daily reading that I did today, some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about in this video already coming through, sort of as like a really cool confirmation of those energies. And so this entire month we're going to be feeling and working with these energies. They are going to be at their fullest potential on the 10th. And then we're still going to see and feel this throughout the entire month until we have the closing full moon on the 31st, the second full moon of this month on Halloween. That's right, the blue moon. It's going to be so powerful. This entire month is going to be so powerful. It almost gives me chills thinking about it. This is a very mystical month. This is a month, and with this energy of this 1010 portal, I'm feeling really connecting us with our ancestors, with our lineage, right? So we're going to be healing, we're going to be integrating, we're going to be able to call upon the power of our ancestors and really meld and integrate that power with our own. Whatever gifts they have, whatever abilities they had, right? We're pulling that from our ancestral line. We're also retrieving aspects of our soul. There's a heavy soul retrieval energy that I was feeling for this 10 portal and this month of October. We are retrieving and integrating these pieces of our souls, and we have been in a process of doing this for this entire year and beyond, really, right? We're always doing this. As we heal our trauma, we naturally begin to integrate aspects of our soul that were displaced or fractured or not feeling at home because of the trauma that needed to be healed, right? So as we heal that, we naturally integrate these pieces of our soul. But this month is just a huge, huge integration of that and a calling back of those aspects of ourselves. And this makes a lot of sense if we think about the full moon kicking off this portal, right? The moon conjunct Chiron. If you guys watch that full moon in Aries video, right? And that deep level of healing, that deep trauma healing that we're going through right now as we go deeper into the subconscious, into all of those instinctual layers, those hidden layers, right? That the moon governs within us. And so just peeling back a much, much deeper layer of that. And as we achieve this deeper healing, those aspects of our soul are now ready to be called home. And so when we think about this 1010 energy, we're thinking about the 1 energy and the 0 energy. And so the energy of 1, and this is absolutely perfect that this is kicked off with the full moon in Aries, right? During the Mars retrograde season, with all of this heavy, heavy Aries energy, right? Because the 1 is the energy that is very akin to Aries energy. It's the initiator, right? It's leadership, assertiveness, life purpose. These are the things that the 1 energy governs. Our ability to follow our dreams, to pursue our dreams and our passions, really connecting with what those are, right? Coming into those leadership roles, being those leaders. We get that card all the time that talks about be that change that you want to see, right? Be that leader that you wish you had. And so that's the energy that we're stepping into, that we're really embodying. This is the creation energy, right? The one energy, that original spark of creation, of initiation. This portal is, I'm feeling very strongly, a portal of initiation. And so we're really looking at that. This is about beginnings, right? We're closing out the 9-9 portal, which was all about cycles and phases that are completing. And now we're coming into that new beginning. And with that new beginning becomes all of that abundance. This is also a time when our energies are going to be extremely magnified. The power of our words and our minds and our intent above all else is going to be made very clear. And so we can work with this constructively by really paying attention to our thoughts, to our words, to our actions, and how those intentions are creating and seeding our reality. And we can make some really incredible changes with the power of our ancestors behind us, with the power of these newly claimed pieces of our souls. As we're refining our soul gifts to a greater degree during this month, right? We have been reclaiming those pieces. Our soul gifts have been coming online. We have been getting in touch with our spiritual abilities, right? And so this is a refinement process. This is where we're really integrating those energies and beginning to utilize those in a constructive way moving forward, and beginning to understand how we can utilize those to live out our soul mission and our passion on this earth in this lifetime. So it's really exciting and really, really beautiful. Our intuition is deepening, right? Our connection to spirit, our connection to all that is, and just a deeper understanding of our power. And as we work through all of these energies and work with these energies this month, it's going to bring us into that 11-11 portal energy, which is all about the abundance and all about the receiving and that next level of spiritual awakening. So it all ties together so perfectly. And then we have December, you guys, and oh my God, my ears are getting ready to pop just thinking about the energy. December is going to be insane. All right. Like, I'm not going to get too much into that right now, but I have been receiving some insight and information into that, and it's going to be wild. So we're preparing for that right now. We are preparing for that right now. We're really refining our gifts. We're refining our abilities. We're continuing to integrate, right? To call back those pieces of our souls, to stand in our power. There's so much about this initiation fully into our power, coming fully into our power, which is so beautiful. Yeah, so I think that's what I've got. That's what I've got for the 10-10 portal. As if that wasn't enough, right? That's a lot. That's a lot of powerful and potent energy to be working with. So we're going to get into the cards. And yeah, we're going to pull a couple of Wisdom of the Hidden Realm cards to start us out here and see what the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms has to say about this initiation portal. Let's see some guidance, some wisdom from the Hidden Realms regarding the 10-10 portal. All right, and we got the Web Weaver. Synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. Yes, so synchronicities are going to be, I'm sorry, here my nose goes. It does this sometimes when I get going here. I apologize for that. It gets so itchy. The synchronicities are going to be off the charts. We're going to be seeing those really magnifying and intensifying even more. And when we are able to get into the flow, things are going to flow. It's like, imagine a river with a really fast current. That's how fast things are going to flow. And okay, so what I'm getting is they'll flow in either direction. And so this is really that energy of understanding the power that we hold within ourselves to direct our intention, our attention, which is our intention, and to control the way that water flows. So things can either flow in a really, really positive way and manifesting incredible abundance and incredible beauty in our lives, or they can flow in a really challenging way, depending on whether our thoughts are constructive or destructive. And so we're going to be made very aware of that. The cool thing is, with the momentum of this energy, if we are able to start altering our thought patterns, catch ourselves when we're in those negative thought cycles, and immediately turn those around and refocus those, we can redirect that flow at any time, and it will pick up speed again very, very quickly. And so we want to be really cognizant of that. But there's just going to be incredible synchronicities that people are going to be experiencing during this month, during this portal in October. And yes, the cause and effect, understanding the relationship between that. And really, I'm hearing once again the cause and effect of our thoughts and our minds. And so let's see. And the web, it's the web we're weaving, right? What is the web that you're weaving? We have control over that. And we will see very quickly manifested in our outer reality the evidence of the web that we are weaving. But it's all about being able to step into our power, right? It's empowering when we can see that, and that we know that we have the power to change that if the web that we are weaving is not one that we are wanting. And then we have the Hawk Prince, spirit communication, paying attention. And look at this card. This reminds me of the ancestors, right? This is like a wise, shamanic, angelic presence here. So I really love that. And the smoke signals, right, going up into the ether. And so there's just so much communication that's going to be coming through. And like we said, this month of October, we will have such a strong connection with our ancestors as they are lending their support, they're lending their energy. We are integrating and being able to call upon our lineage, to call upon the gifts of that lineage to help us move forward. Our ancestors want this new earth to be created, to come to fruition as much as we do. They want this rise in consciousness, this rise in vibration, this healing of Gaia, right? Our ancestors worshipped Gaia. They lived in beautiful concert with her, and they want that for us again. So they are here giving us all that they've got. If we reach out to them, they will answer, and they will lend us their strength and their power. We can tap into incredible stores of power by communing with our ancestors and inviting their energy into our world, into our reality, into our daily lives. And so we are going to be like, pay attention to the communications you're receiving from spirit, from your ancestors, right? Because they're going to be talking to you in so many ways, and they are going to be talking to you through those synchronicities. They're going to be talking to you. If you can, this is a great month for ritual work, right? I mean, I'm not huge on ritual. I really enjoy it, and I feel this deep connection when I do it. However, I'm much more of the abstract sort of modern type, if you will, right? But sometimes those rituals are really beautiful, and they're really healing, and they really help us to get in touch with those lost aspects of our nature in the past, right? Before well, I don't want to say any of that. But in the past, our ancestors utilized ritual. And so a really great way to be able to connect with them is through those rituals that they once performed. That's a really powerful way to call upon their energy, to invoke their energy. And so utilizing that is, I'm feeling that coming through really, really heavily and really, really strongly. Yeah, rituals that utilize the 4 directions, the 4 elements, right? Just working with that, working with getting in touch with what is calling to you. What do you know about your ancestors, right, in this lifetime? Or what do you instinctively, intuitively feel about your ancestors, if from this life or past lives? And how can you connect in with that energy? Because you're connecting with your own energy, right? Because this is not, all reality happens simultaneously anyway, right? It's all an infinite now. But even if we don't want to get as trippy and like going down that path with it, you can look at it in terms of the way that we say things in this dimension, right? The way that we understand and perceive things through linear time is like past lives, right? Like you were this person, you were the shaman, you were the medicine man, the medicine woman, you were the healer, you were the witch, right? And so you have done these things, and you can step back into your own energy and retrieve these own pieces of your own soul by revisiting these ancient rituals and really engaging with that process. But really, you're being asked to pay attention to the different ways that your ancestors, your guides, your team, your higher self is communicating with you right now. And then we also have the River Queen, flow, letting go, natural movement. And so, yes, that releasing, we're always releasing, right? We said the 9-9 portal was about releasing, but we are always releasing more. As we're making room for more, we're releasing more. So just a reminder to continue to stay, this is that flow, right? Like we were talking about with the river, right? Which way do you want to be flowing? And so there are things that we are continually being asked to let go of. As we become more and more of ourselves, we're letting go of all the things that we are not. And sometimes it's really hard to let go of those things, but it is so absolutely necessary to do so if we want to step into the fullness of who we truly are. And just going with that natural flow, going with that natural movement, understanding when you feel like you're in that synchronistic flow and when it feels like you're not. Right? I was trying to think of a better way to say that, but that's it. Just paying attention to that. Allowing for that natural movement, that natural flow, that change. There's so much change in the air right now. Things are and have been changing dramatically, and they will continue to do so, right? They're shaping, they're shifting. We have to be willing to shape and shift along with them. And then we got the Queen of the Lights, illumination, enlightenment, celebration. Yes. Yes, this is what we are. This is what we are experiencing. This is what we're moving toward. This is us. This such a spiritual and divine upgrade that we are receiving as we step into our own light. That's what we're doing. Like that is your light, right? Step into your light, own your light. Don't be afraid of your light. Don't shy away from your light. Don't worry that others will be afraid of your light, right? Show them and lead by example and show them how to embrace their own light. I love it. Anything else? Let's see. Okay. I felt like there was at least one more thing. We got two that wanted to come out. So we have the Swan Queen, transformation, intuition, and patience. And we have the Spirit Whisperer, divine guidance, higher knowing. Oh, this card is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And you see she's got the owl up there, and it's like she's blowing bubbles or something almost. It's very, very interesting, very beautiful card. And so yes, there's just so much divine guidance coming through for us right now. This deeper level, our intuition, we are deepening that. We are awakening on a much deeper level. These soul gifts that we're calling back to us, they include enhanced intuition, right? One thing that we have forgotten that we're remembering is that we are all psychic. We are all clairvoyant, right? We all possess all of these gifts. We just forgot. And we allowed society to teach us that we were not. And so we're coming back into that embracing of that. We have so much that is being revealed to us if we're willing to open ourselves up to that. Yes, and having patience with ourselves during this process of transformation. Transformation is not always comfortable. It is not always easy, but have patience for yourself. Have patience for yourself, and when you reach those places where you're not really sure what to do or what path to choose, that's when you tap into your own intuition, to your own divine guidance system, which is being upgraded right now. We are able to connect with that so easily and effortlessly if we simply get quiet and allow being the operative word. And on the bottom of the deck here, we have the High Lord of Gratitude and Service, selflessness, humility, and conscious action. I love that. That's beautiful. We're getting some new cards here that I've never seen before. Conscious action, right? Humility. I like this. I'm going to read. Let's see what this has to say. What number is this? Ooh, number 2. Let's see. So this is conscious action. This isn't reactive action, right? This is action that comes from that place, that centered place. The High Lord of Gratitude and Service has arrived to help you find your true purpose today. Feeling gratitude for each moment you experience and loving what is and what has been will remind you that every breath you take holds a deep and profound awareness. Through small actions and selfless service to another, you're automatically placed upon your highest path, whether you're immediately aware of it or not. The presence of this ally lets you know that you're on the correct path to fulfilling your desires. You're also notified that your actions of service and attitude of gratitude will yield riches beyond your wildest dreams. That's that abundance, right? As long as those riches aren't the goal you have in mind. Giving service with no thought of return is what's required of you today. This would also be a good time to write a list reminding yourself of all the things in your life and the world around you that you have to be grateful for. Yeah. And so this is a great reminder, right? To hold that attitude of gratitude, that attitude of selfless service, that we have two paths laid out before us right now. And different people talk about them in different terms. We talk about it on this channel a lot as the path of love versus the path of fear, right? Those two separate timelines that are branching out and slowly separating themselves more and more distinctly from each other until eventually we won't be able to discern each other anymore, depending on how far down these timelines we've gone, right? And so another way to look at these two timelines is the path of service to others and the path of service to self. Service to others is the path of love. Service to self is the path of fear. And so in the way that I see and visualize it, it's my perspective. Yours may be different, but from my perspective, that is those two paths, right? And so as we evolve as souls and we move on through the dimensions of experience and consciousness and understanding, right? We choose one of these two paths to move forward from and to grow on. And so if we are wanting to choose that path of love, to choose that path of service to others, then this is how we do it, by remaining grateful, by choosing to serve others for the sake of serving, not for what we know we're going to receive. And we always do, because giving is receiving, right? That is the law of abundance. We talk about that all the time, how they're one and the same. But that is not the motivation. If that is the motivation, and whoa, this is a huge revelation for me right now as I'm sharing this with you guys. Damn. If the motivation is to receive, then the path that you are actually choosing is not service to others, it's service to self. Ooh. And so what do we do about that? If we're wanting to consciously choose one path, but we have this unconscious desire to be receiving every time we give. I don't know. Stay tuned. I'm not sure what the answer to that is, but it's staying in this space of gratitude, and really as we become open to that beautiful feeling that we get simply from the act of giving, simply from the act of seeing somebody else's life enriched, that helps to move us into that frequency of service to others, of that path of love. So it's just enjoying and reveling in the experience of giving and the joy that brings others, and then those blessings just naturally follow, which is beautiful. But we're being told to be very conscious, right? That's that conscious action. Be conscious of our motivations behind things, which once again boils down to intention, right? Oh, so that is really interesting. And that's interesting because we had the 2 and then we also had the 3 pop out. The 3 was before, and these cards are shuffled. So they both wanted to come out. I do separate these quite well. I'm just seeing if there's anything in here that we haven't talked about. Not really. We covered that pretty well. Okay. All right. So what are we going to do now? We're going to do, oh, interesting. I'm being called to do the Queen of the Moon Oracle. So we're going to pull a couple Queen of the Moon Oracle cards and see what guidance we have for the 1010 portal from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. 1010 portal guidance. Okay. Balance. Always important. We're always seeking for that balance, right? And we have the masculine. And and gratitude coming out again. This gratitude piece, so important as we move through this month of October, you guys. Yeah. So balancing those aspects of our masculine nature. I'm feeling that energy coming through as well. And we can see that. I mean, when we're looking at all of this Aries energy, all of this one energy, right? This is the energy of the masculine, the energy of action, the energy of forward movement, of achievement, right? Of attainment. And so, yeah, the balancing as far as the ways and means that we go about that. The balancing and the healing of that masculine aspect of our nature, and how we find that balance. Once again, this is a repeating message. We find that balance through gratitude. Through this humility, selflessness, everything that we just talked about. So it's really interesting how they're reiterating that message again. That's really important, I feel. And I also want to read from the book what it says. I feel like there's an additional message in the balance card. Extremes of anything are rarely healthy or useful. There may be an overreaction that has caused the issue. Ground yourself and allow your strength to rise from here. Be aware of where the imbalances of your life in your life are at present. Interesting. Yeah. So this is the balance, and yeah, it's the balance, but it's also the balance of the masculine and the feminine. We're wanting to make sure that both of those aspects of ourselves are in balance. And for those of us who are unbalanced, whether our masculine energy is overly dominant or not dominant enough, this portal, this energy is bringing that energy back into balance for us, as is really this entire second half of 2020. And it's really just as we achieve that balance and that harmony in all aspects of the self, we are able to move forward in this confident masculine energy that does manifest and does move with gratitude, right? And then we have extremes and fruition. So it's really interesting because the balance card mentioned extremes too, right? And then we have extremes coming out here. And so we want to be careful not to get pulled into this energy of extremes. As we are learning balance, sometimes we teeter from one extreme to the other. That's part of the natural rhythm of it as we eventually come to sit like this. And so we want to watch out for those extremes this month. We want to watch out when we are sinking into that, I feel this, I always feel this card as like a devil card type energy too, like that temptation, that shadow energies. So really being aware of where those shadow energies are popping up, where it is that we are leaning too far to one extreme, whether this is in terms of our perspective and our belief systems, whether this is in terms to what we're actually doing, physically doing, and how we can come back into balance around that. When it comes to anything that we're indulging in, right? Like we want to make self-care a priority, but we don't want to go overboard with that either, to the point where we're neglecting other aspects of ourselves. So this is that balancing of energies, as well as as we're integrating these aspects of our souls as well. I feel like is we may begin to get thrown off balance as we're learning, as we gain those aspects of ourselves. We then go through an integration process as we reintegrate those energies with the rest of us, and so that may throw us off balance as well. So it's going to be that constant coming back to center point, coming back to balance this month as we navigate all of these energies. But ultimately, there is fruition, there is abundance, there is so much goodness that comes out of this journey when we are able to master those lessons. Like everything, this is the Harvest Moon card. Yeah, so everything, and this is, I don't know if the Harvest Moon, this is probably maybe something I should know, but whatever. I don't know if the Harvest Moon is the moon, the October moon or the November moon. I know it has to be one of them, right? But we are coming into that season, that harvest season, and so yeah, we want to make sure that we're in that balanced place so that we are able to also handle all that abundance when it does come in for us. All right, and now I'm wanting to do, we're gonna do a Lightworkers Oracle. See what the Lightworkers Oracle has to say here. I feel like for some people too, it's like when all of this abundance, when this fruition, all of this abundance comes in, it may throw you off balance a little bit too, because it may be a lot. It may be a lot pouring in all at once, right? With the momentum, right, that we talked about, of the flow of the energy and how powerful that momentum is right now. And so we may need to continue to keep finding our equilibrium because of that as well. And we're just, as we're being shown these aspects of ourselves that we are healing right now, like there may be extreme situations that come up to assist in this integration process, to assist in whatever purging process where some of us are still undergoing as we're integrating these energies. Like there may be a lot of extreme energies. We've got all those Mars squares going on still. We've got just a lot of intensity in the zodiac right now, in the energies, in the climate. And so we're going to want to just constantly bring it back to that balance. And then we have the Dark Angel card. And so this card is all about those challenges that are there in order to facilitate our growth, right? As we're talking about those extremes and and that energy, we do have that energy coming through. The Dark Angel comes to you with a radical truth. Divine love is always there for you without exception. Love will never forget you. It will never stop caring for you. Even when it seems most unlikely, in fact, especially then, the divine is reaching for you and nurturing you. Even our wounds are ways that we can discover love and divine grace through the healing process. The divine is always helping you remember who you are and find your true joy. When the Dark Angel appears, you are being given a gift of light, even if it may seem to be a hidden blessing. A dark mystery is one that helps us learn that even if things don't seem to be working out according to the timing or the methods that we believe necessary, the light and love of spirit are unfailing. If a door is closed in your face, it is the wrong door for you. Divine love will ensure that the right door opens at the right time. When you encounter darkness, how you respond can make either the dark or the light victorious. You can choose doubt and fear, just like we were talking about, or you can force the darkness to serve the light by choosing faith and trust, by choosing love. You are spiritually advanced enough to trust unconditionally. That is the trust that burns bright not only when things appear good, but even when your mind thinks things seem to be heading in the wrong direction. Does unconditional trust mean that you give up if things get tough, assuming it's not meant to be? Of course not. Relying on unconditional trust and understanding the dark mystery, you are willing to go through periods of not knowing. You are willing to continue on your path even when you are not seeing immediate results, because in your heart you know it's right. This type of trust is powerful enough to release any separation between you and the universe. You know that even when the universe guides you into challenging territory, you shall benefit. Grow in divine power and become the amazing being you are destined to be. Praying to the beautiful dark angel and writing, drawing, dancing your feelings, or dialoguing with your dream images, you can work through the pain of a challenging time and grow in wisdom. What matters is that you honestly express the depth of your suffering. Then, when you are ready, acknowledge that the experience has helped you grow. As we realize how we have grown through the experience, turning what was once a source of pain into spiritual light, we masterfully transform our deepest pain into our greatest growth and spiritual accomplishment. We become true spiritual alchemists, releasing light from darkness. As you learn to put more faith in love than in fear, your trust becomes increasingly unconditional, and you find the light even through the dark. In this way, you become initiated in the mystery of the dark angel. Then you can show others that this is possible. You can help heal others from victim consciousness and show them that inner peace is possible, even when they are facing the unpredictable twists and turns of life. If you have been going through a difficult time or struggling to heal an issue, the dark angel promises that even through the depths of despair, you shall find the light. In your own time, you will rise again into trust, restored faith, and hope. all will be well. And so I'm feeling very strongly that what this month of October, this 1010 portal energy throughout this month, this is a crucial and critical point or juncture as far as determining which timeline we are moving into. And so every little thing is going to matter. Every little choice that we make, every thought, every intention, right? Every word that we speak. And this isn't to scare people. This is just so that we can be aware. And I am absolutely going to be aware of this. This is new to me that's coming through right now. I was not prepared for this. This is intense, you guys. But yes, we are really solidifying a timeline during this month, during this 1010 portal energy. And so we want to be really conscious about what timeline it is that we're committing to. Are we choosing fear or are we choosing love, right? Are we choosing self or are we choosing service? Which path, service to self or service to others? Which path are we choosing? And we can choose in every moment with every decision we choose, right? So it doesn't mean that if we make a choice at the beginning and then we decide, well, fuck, you know, I guess I'm screwed now because I chose out of fear 3 times this week, so I might as well. No, like we can always choose love again. We can always choose faith. We can always choose trust. Every moment is a new opportunity to choose, but we want to be really aware of what we're choosing and understand that what we speak is a choice. What we think is a choice. How we act is a choice. Everything is a choice. And we hold within ourselves the power to make that choice. And all those little choices lead up to the ultimate choice, which is what determines the reality that we are going to experience as a collective moving forward. So choose wisely. Whew. Okay, guys, we're going to end this with an Isis card, I think. An Isis Oracle card. Just because I'm bonding with this deck again, and I wanna pull this out. We've got the classics here, right? We got the Lightworkers Oracle, we got the Isis Oracle. These cards never steer us wrong. So what guidance do we have from Isis, from the Divine Sacred Mother, right? What guidance does she have for us regarding this 1010 portal? What guidance does Isis have for us? Okay. Ooh, and this just keeps coming out. This Knot of Isis card has come up in like 3 readings that I've done recently. So this is really fascinating. This is the healing and the integration and the connection with the Divine Feminine, right? So we had the masculine card in here. Now we have a card that speaks to the Divine Feminine, to the deepening relationship with the goddess, right? As we are all deepening our relationship with the goddess. And then we have the Temple of Black Obsidian, which is the dark healing chamber. And so yes, I mean, this month is going to be beautiful, right? But it is going to be absolutely intense. We are working through some major energies here, you guys. So I guess they're just really wanting to prepare us for this. And so we're going to see what the temple. And I love the energetic stabilization as well with this Knot of Isis, because there is so much energy that we are integrating and stabilizing right now. All right. Temple of the Black Obsidian. Beloved Initiate, the most challenging task is not to confront an external enemy, but to take courage in both hands and journey within, to meet our own dark self and begin the healing task of bringing love, acceptance, and light to it. That is the sacred purpose of any enemy, within or without, to bring us more deeply into our own being as we seek to find and heal the darkness within. The Temple of Black Obsidian is a ruthlessly honest place of raw love and healing, truly profound and lasting. Deep relief and transformation can occur here. Black Obsidian is protective and revealing, and so I'm feeling that some of us may want to work with Black Obsidian during this time as well. Just pay heed to what it says here, because it is an intense stone. It will reveal all, and it will not do so gently. Black obsidian is protective and revealing. It will prevent harm from external or internal forces, but it will also reveal that which has been lurking in the shadows of the self. We also have the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio going on this month too. So this is all, it all lines up very well together. There's going to be a video on that coming out soon as well. Trying to avoid being brought out into the open for fear of condemnation. The biggest challenge we face in entering the Temple of Black Obsidian is our own unwillingness to love and accept all parts of us. The initiate who is invited to enter the Temple of Black Obsidian enters into his or her own shadow, that part of us that is hidden from our own awareness and is usually only experienced in relationship to others, quite often as projection. Lady Isis, as the dark priestess of the Temple of Black Obsidian, invites you now to confront the parts of your own ego that you have denied previously. Why? Because in doing so, you will gain more freedom, come to know yourself more wholly, and you will find that life experiences, opportunities, relationships, and breakthroughs that you have not been able to reach will suddenly become available to you. The dark chamber always leads to the light chamber, but what one cannot avoid the initiation of the Temple of Black Obsidian on the pathway to more light. Right? This is a portal of initiation, and in order for us to receive that, we must first integrate our darkness. Isis will assist you in preparing for this journey by encouraging you not to allow yourself to become your own worst enemy. Most of the fear we have before the dark chamber of healing is the fear of our own self-criticism and rejection. Isis declares that readiness for the dark chamber requires a willingness to exercise non-judgment, compassion, and a readiness to accept the self in all expressions. To enter safely the dark chamber and be healed, you must be prepared to give yourself love unconditionally. You must be able to recognize judgments that you hold towards yourself not as truths, but as old patterning. This is why the successful initiation of the dark chamber is a truly advanced stage of soul development. The heart has become willing to love unconditionally, and the initiate must be able to witness feelings that arise with kindness and acceptance, but not fall into them overwhelmed, crushed, or deflated by any darkness found within. It is worth the challenge because finding peace from pain, self-criticism, self-doubt, fear, and self-judgment through healing in this temple is a gift beyond measure. And I love how this came out with the knot of Isis. And so I'm feeling this as more of that deep healing of the wounded feminine as well. As we've seen Mars and Eris and true Black Moon Lilith all dancing around each other, right? And Chiron and just all of that energy, like this deep healing of that, of the feminine, right? Of our inner feminine, of, as we've seen, the balancing of our inner masculine, the healing of the deep shadows of our inner feminine, and just all of, so much healing, so much deep and profound healing. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have Divine Destiny, Path of the Divine Warrior. Right, this is what we're stepping into, our divine destiny. But first, we have to conquer our own demons before we can then step forward and be that change in the world, right? It starts at home. It starts right here. If any of you are interested in a personal reading or an energy healing session, please reach out to me. I am doing my Belvaspata special right now. To celebrate my Grandmaster's initiation, $55.55 to $99.99. It is an open-ended sliding scale donation. I just want to share that healing energy with everyone who wants to experience it. And it sounds like a lot of us could use that this month and during this 1010 portal and coming up as we are navigating all of these beautiful, but these very, very illuminating energies, right? We could absolutely use that. I do astrological ascension charts. I am going to be taking my theta healing class this weekend for my basic DNA, my first class. So theta healing goes in and it heals our limiting beliefs on a DNA level, right? Which is really beautiful and really profound. So that the belief the belief work and the patterning, right? And all of that, I will be able to work with you guys on another level. We do some of that through the Belvaspata. The angels can go right in. And if you are ready for that, if that is in your highest interest, they can do that. But we'll have another avenue that we can approach that from if that's something that you guys want to work on. And it's seeming like that's going to be really helpful coming up. So reach out to me for any of that stuff. My email is in the description box below. There's also a link to donate to my channel if you feel so guided to do so. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share, subscribe if you haven't yet and you like my vibe and you want to catch more videos, all of that helps the channel. It helps us to grow. It helps the message to get out to more people. We are building a community here, a community of light warriors who are determined to better themselves, to empower ourselves, and then to help empower the collective. I would love you to join me in that journey. I have such a unique and special bond with my subscribers. I love each and every one of you so very much. And yes, as I do now, I am holding another card because it popped out. And it is the Phoenix card, okay? Resurrection, surrender to change. Boom. That is, we are the Phoenix. Before we can rise, we first must burn, right? And so this month we will be burning, but we will rise bigger and better and more beautiful than before. This is the change. This is the transformation. This is that death and rebirth process that we are in the bowels of right now, right? And it is so beautiful. It is so beautiful, and it is so powerful, and so are each and every one of you. I will talk to you guys very soon. Like this, just strap yourselves in for the ride. It is going to be a wild one, but the place that we're going is so absolutely beautiful. Just know every single moment we have the opportunity to choose, right? So what are you choosing? And know that if what you're choosing is not creating what you would like, you can make a new choice every single moment, every single minute. Bye.